Hi boys and girls, happy Monday. We are starting lesson 3 this week in the Healthy Me series. I wanted to invite you back to join me, and I wanted to go over lesson 3, what we'll be doing. So we're doing the skeletal system today, and we're going to start off with viewing the responses to our inquiry chart. We're going to add to our cognitive content dictionary 2 new words. We are going to do a skeletal system pictorial input chart. We're going to talk about the function, the parts, and the ways to keep healthy when having to do with the skeletal system. And then next time, we're going to be learning about the muscular system. So I want to first start out by saying thank you to all of you for participating in our lessons last week. I think that 3rd grade has done a wonderful job of participating and figuring out what to do so that you can stay active in your lessons and continue learning on this journey of distance learning. So before we start with our inquiry chart, I just want to do a cheer for all the 3rd grade Mustangs at Sandia Base Elementary. You are out of this world. Thank you again for your participation, and I'm going to go ahead and quickly go over your responses to the inquiry chart. Okay, so on this side we had the question, what do we know about the human body and being healthy? I had 24 different responses, and some of you sent similar responses, so what I did was, you'll notice initials at the end of each sentence, and those are the initials of the students who sent me those. And it's possible that I could have missed some of yours, either because I didn't get them before I created or completed our inquiry chart, or they may have been similar and I just wrote down one of the responses that was the same as another student's, okay? So let's start off. What do we know about the human body and being healthy? Eat healthy. Exercise is healthy. Our heart produces blood and never stops working. Take care of the human body so it doesn't get sick. Exercise daily so the body stays strong. Your cardio helps if you exercise by swimming, jump rope, and running. Doing cardio helps your breathing. White cells kill the germs to help us not get sick. Red cells help us get oxygen and get the CO2 out. Eat healthy food so you don't get sick. Eat food to get big and strong. The human body has 206 bones in adulthood. And I'm going to go ahead and move this up so we can continue on what we know. Working out keeps your body healthy. Drinking water keeps us healthy. Exercising keeps our muscles healthy. Fruits and vegetables help your heart. Exercise helps your body. You have to eat healthy. You have to exercise to be healthy. If you work out, then you can get fit and healthy. Fruits and vegetables are healthy for you. Your body is a self-healing machine. There are more than 200 cells in the human body. Exercise and don't fill up on sweets. So these were the responses for the question, what do we know about the human body and being healthy? And I want to again thank you for sending in your responses. And throughout our journey of the human body and healthy me, we'll learn whether or not some of these could be misconceptions, which are sometimes we're a little confused on what we do know. But for the most part, what I saw in what you know is that food plays a big part in keeping us healthy, and so does exercise. So thank you for those responses. We're going to go ahead and go over what do we want to know about the human body and being healthy. How do I make my brain healthy? How much fruit do you have to eat a day? What is the best kind of meat for your body? Where does all your blood come from? Can you do something to increase your blood? What if you aren't healthy? What effect does smoking have on health? If you eat too many vegetables, would that be healthy for you? Is working out too much bad for you? Why, when we cut ourselves, blood comes out? How many bones do we have? How does my body work and function? How can you get stronger? Why is exercise healthy? What good foods? What are the systems in our heart called? Why do we eat fruits and vegetables? What happens when a body has too much weight? What kind of cardio helps to burn fat? Does cardio help raise your heartbeat? I want to learn about the lungs. I really want to learn about the heart. How does unhealthy food make you sick? How do you prevent getting sick? I want to learn about my digestive system. So some of these questions will be answered today, and some of the other questions will be answered in the other lessons that we have throughout our journey together. So again, big cheer for all the third graders that sent in their responses. Thank you so much, because you helped me create this very, very strong inquiry chart, and I really appreciate that. Okay, so what we're going to do next is we're going to add 2 new words to our cognitive content dictionary. So let me get that and put it to where you can see it better. Okay, let me get my marker. Okay, so our first word that we're going to add to our cognitive content dictionary is skeleton. Skeleton has 8 words, and it is a noun. I'll keep this the same as the other words. Okay, the meaning of skeleton is bones, cartilage, and other materials that support our body. So a skeleton consists of bones, cartilage, and other materials that support our body. Here's our picture. I drew kind of a little bit of a cartoonish shaped. And remember, on your own cognitive content dictionary, please do your picture the way you'd like to do your picture. You don't have to do it like Miss Gouroulet's. Whatever helps you understand the meaning of the word is how I want you to draw your picture. I want it to be meaningful for you, and I want it to be something that helps you remember the meaning of these words that we're learning in our Healthy Me, Human Body journey. Okay? And then our last part is our sentence. And the sentence that I chose for skeleton is, the skeleton protects the organs inside my body. And I underlined skeleton to remind me that that's the word that we're working on. And this sentence can be made up by you, and it can be any sentence that you'd like to, again, to help you understand the meaning of skeleton. You do not have to use the same sentence as Miss Gouroulet, but if you would like to use the same sentence, that is completely up to you as well. Okay? The next word that we're going to add to our cognitive content dictionary is joints. Joints has 6 words and is also a noun. Excuse me, joints has 6 letters and is also a noun, not 6 words. Okay, next we go to the meaning. And the meaning of joints is the place where bones connect. Okay, so when you're thinking of the skeleton, you're thinking of the bones inside of our body. And then when we're thinking of joints, we're thinking maybe of our elbow. We're also thinking maybe of our knee, or where our wrist connects our forearm bones to our hand. We're also maybe thinking of our ankle, where our leg connects to our feet. Those are all the different joints. And the picture I drew here. This is an example of the leg bone and the joint connecting, and inside I'm drawing a picture of a cartilage, which is a softer part that is not really considered a bone, but it is what helps cushion the bone when it's meeting another bone. And that's the cartilage inside. And then of course here you see the bones connected, and this is an example of the knee joint. Okay, and the last part is our sentence for joints. And the sentence I chose to help me with the meaning of joints is: the body has 3 types of joints that move in different ways. And the joints also, this word goes with our next lesson, which is on the muscular system. It kind of brings the skeleton and the muscles together. So this is also a word that is going to be mentioned in our muscular system lesson as well. Okay, boys and girls, for your cognitive content dictionary, I saw all different sorts of ways for you to turn that into me, and I really am appreciative of that. I saw some of you were able to print the one that I sent, and I think that I was able to send that mainly to my class, but I can also send it to the other classes if you would like a copy of that. I am also going to post one of our students' examples of their cognitive content dictionary that they created, because I thought it was very creative, and also it showed me their technical skills in using some of the apps that you have available to you on the computer. So I'm going to share that as well. And you can also do this on a plain piece of paper, a lined piece of paper, whatever is best for you. I want you to be able to add those words to your own cognitive content dictionary and be comfortable with submitting that work to me, okay? Okay, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and do a pictorial input chart of the skeleton, okay? So I want to make sure that you know that the skeleton is a very detailed system in the body, and so our skeleton that you're going to see has a lot of different parts to it. So I want you to just do your best job when you're doing it. I don't want you to be stressed about the way yours looks or anything like that. I think I told you in our first couple lessons that Miss Goudelet is not an artist at all. I use whatever tools that I can to help me. And so when I'm doing the skeleton chart, I want you to just do your best job on yours. And a few students have worked on some of their charts. So for example, the cardiovascular chart that I received, some of them did that by drawing it. Some of them did that by building it in Word by using shapes and the tool shapes that they have there. So any way that you decide to do it, I am very happy with your effort in doing that, okay? So let's go ahead and start with the skeletal system pictorial input, okay? boys and girls, as you can see, I did my outline, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go over it with my Sharpie so that you can see it. So not every bone that you're going to see here is going to be labeled. I'm just going to stick with the main ones that I've listed here. If you work on your pictorial input chart and you add other bones to it or label other bones, you can definitely do that. Okay? Okay, I'm just going to show you the top part. Now I know my students, when we're in class and we're doing an input chart, sometimes they ask me to pause and give them a little bit of time to catch up. So I'm going to pause here just to show you the part that I've done so far, but I won't take too many pauses because we're doing a video recording of this lesson. So what you can do is, if you're following along with me during the lesson, you can go ahead and pause the video when it's good for you, okay? Okay, I'm going to go ahead and stop at this top part, and I'm going to go ahead and label some of the bones that have been drawn. Okay. This is our skull bone, and the skull protects our brain. This here is the sternum, which is also sometimes called our breastbone or the chest bone. And of course, we have our ribs here. And this is our rib cage, and each different piece is one of the ribs. Okay, and then up here we have our clavicle, and a clavicle is also called our collarbone. Okay, so we have our skull, which protects our brain. Our sternum is right in here, our breastbone, and then our ribs, of course, are inside, which protect our lungs. And then our clavicle is right here, and that is our collarbone. Okay, I'm going to continue adding to our drawing. Okay, so some of the things I've added here. This is called the ilium, which is part of our pelvis, and this is the upper most part of our hip bone. Okay, the inside right here, let's see, the inside right here of our arm, or the bottom part of our arm, is called the ulna. Sometimes I get a little bit confused when I'm facing this way, so I wanted to make sure I was telling you the correct placement of the ulna. Okay, here is the ever so important spinal column, and that is what keeps our body in line. Okay, now the other side of the skeleton shows you this part of the arm, of the forearm, and that's called the radius. And that, like I said, is the outside of the forearm. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and add now the bottom part of our body, the legs. And like I said, you're going to see things on here that maybe are not labeled, and you are welcome to label on your pictorial input whatever you would like to add. Okay, so this inside bone of our leg is called the tibia. This outside part is called the fibula. And then the longest bone in all of our body is called the femur. Okay, and there is our skeletal system in a very quick way. Okay, boys and girls, I'm going to go ahead and stop there. And then we're going to go, I'm going to start another video, and I'm going to go ahead and go over our skeletal system function, parts, and ways to keep healthy. Actually, I'm not going to stop the video. I'm going to just go ahead and go into that. So I want to make sure before I forget that when you're watching this video is going to be our lesson for the week, because it is a little bit longer. So I just want to make sure and tell you that the skeletal system will be for Monday and Wednesday. And what we'll do is I'll just ask you to watch half the video on Monday and then finish it up on Wednesday, so that you're not spending a long time watching the video, okay? So cut it in half. Okay, before we go ahead and end our lesson, I wanted to make sure and go over the parts, the important parts of the skeletal system. So the function or the purpose of the skeletal system is you would be floppy like a beanbag without your skeleton. There are 206 bones in the skeleton. They give your body its shape, so when kids get taller, their bones are growing. They let you do work. For example, your finger bones work together so you can write. Bones protect what is inside of your body. And imagine what could happen to your brain without the skull bones that protect it. Okay, that's the purpose of having a skeleton. Okay, the parts or the pieces of our skeletal system. Your skeleton is made up of 206 bones, but when you were born, some of them fused or joined together. There are skull bones and jaw bones that shape our head and protect our brain. The jaw bones shape our mouths and let us do important work of eating and talking. The ribs shape our chest and protect our lungs and heart. Your spinal column shapes your back and protects your very important spinal cord. Joints like knees and elbows and fingers help your body bend and do work. Okay, and the ways to keep your skeletal system healthy and in check. Your bones are actually alive. They need oxygen from the air you breathe and nutrients from the food you eat. Milk helps your bones because it has a nutrient called calcium that bones need in order to grow and be healthy. Because your bones are rigid or don't bend, are ridged or don't bend, they can break. When you play, be careful. Use a helmet to protect your skull when you ride a bike. Okay, boys and girls, after you're finished with your charts for this week, go ahead and make sure that you send those to me. The best place to put those, even if you're not in my class, is on your class portfolio, and that way I can look at them on there. So if you're in Mrs. Reyes's or Mrs. Rogers' class or Miss Goodart's class, I can see your work in your portfolio. If you are having trouble with your portfolio, you can send them to me on email, or you can take a picture and send it in a message as well. And your parents, even if you're not in my class, can send messages also on Class Dojo. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed learning about the skeletal system with me today. And the next time that we meet, we're going to be learning about the muscular system. Thank you again for all of your hard work. I am very proud of all of you and your effort in our lessons for distance learning. And if you need anything, please just let me know, and you can do that in the ways that I mentioned before, through Class Dojo, through email, or by sending me a message and through those ways, okay? All right, have a good week, and I'll see you next week.